There we go. Okay, I think we're live. I'm not sure. Travis, can you check?
Yes, let me head over to the YouTube side and make sure everything is good to go.
Yeah, please do.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go subscriptions. Yep. Oh, man, you're competing with Tim Pool and Ghost Tactical this evening. Nobody's going to be watching our show tonight.
No, I know.
God.
Nobody watches me when Ghost
and Rady's Rides, one of my favorite car tubers. So
Ghost is going long, and that's great for Ghost, but it's not great for me. But yeah.
What time does you normally start? Like 6?
Krabby Turtle out there is listening, and if you don't know who Krabby Turtle is, that's the YouTuber formerly known as Makojo.
Well, there you go.
So,
yeah, we got 4 people watching right now. I'm gonna hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, please hit the thumbs up.
In the house. Daniel
please
says,
hit the thumbs up. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't have to, but you can hit the thumbs down. But again, we'd rather you hit the thumbs up because we do this for you guys.
But once in a while, a good thumbs down does help out our AdSense revenue, so we do appreciate that.
Well,
if you're having a bad day, just give us a thumbs down. So
if we had AdSense, because I don't monetize any of the videos anymore.
Yeah.
The only monetization we get are from the donations to PayPal, the patrons we have on Patreon still, which not many, and any super chats we get. That's the only monetization we've got on this channel. We do not do YouTube ads because screw YouTube. So just putting that out there. So if you like Hit or Miss, you want us to continue doing it every week, think about, throwing some scratch our way. Other than that, I got Travis here with me tonight. We may get more people in later on. We'll see what happens. So, Travis, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm having a pretty good day. I was a little tired yesterday, but I think part of it was just all the running around and just insanity of coming off the holiday. But, well, I'm, working everything too. But I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a balmy, I think, 18 degrees outside. We had our first little real taste of winter weather here in Nebraska, so I can't complain. I'm going to kind of miss going to the range right now, but maybe I'll get out this weekend. So appreciate the invite, bro. Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, man.
You're my co-host.
That's right, man. I'm co-pilot.
Yeah.
I'm your wingman. I'll be your wingman any day, Nice Strike.
I had a Smeggy as a co-host for the longest time, and then the Smegster became the no-showster because he decided he had to move to California. So yeah,
he did make a quick appearance. Well, just showing up in the comment section on Caliber Corner on Saturday.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's in a time zone that's like 2 hours before me, so there's no reason why he couldn't be on right now.
I know. Well,
5:59 right now. He could just be right after dinner.
Well, remember, he is an engineer, so it depends on how late he gets off. And right now, it's about 5 or 6 o'clock out there.
That's a good point. He's probably dealing with that wonderful California traffic as we speak. So yeah.
So on the YouTube side, we've got Krabby Turtle out there, Makojo. We got Daniel out there. We've got Rocall 219 saying, "I love this show." Yes, of course, Rocall does. We love Rocall too. PA Reloaders out there. We got Coach Sean as well. We got M. Gabriel. We haven't seen him in forever. How you doing, M. Gabriel? Who else we got? Uh-oh. We have Senor Cuchillos, Mr. Knives out there. AR Guns 1776 is out there. Who else we got out there? We already said PA Reloader. There's Krabby Turtle Knives. Uh-oh. John Z's out there. Watch out. John Z, Missouri Everyday Carry, is out there. Baron SVG is out there. He says, "You go live when I am in food comas." Well, that just happens. It happens. Right, Travis?
Absolutely, sir. I got a little background noise going on, so I'm going to keep myself muted unless I'm talking.
And that's all the people we have today.
Few loyal viewers, man.
A few loyal viewers, So, what do we got tonight, Travis? You got this topic, and I hate to ask, but do you want to field this topic since it's yours tonight?
I think I can probably handle this one. I think it's as somebody that has a carry permit myself, and I've had it for many years now. I can identify with this topic. I really can. So
I can too, because I carry, and I carry today too. So Travis, why don't you feel this with this topic you brought to Hit or Miss? And I'm glad you're bringing topics again. It helps.
Because I just happened to see this one. I was sitting on the toilet a couple mornings ago, and it just popped up on the Google feed. And I thought to myself, let's send this over to Night Strike. So I, sent it over to you and started my morning. So yeah.
And for those of you out there listening and commenting on the YouTube side, if you've got a news article, whether it's firearms related, politics related, etc., that you think we should talk about, or if it's like an open end piece where it's where it's more of a discussion piece, please send me an email, nightstrike@gmail.com. That's NIGHTSTRYKE@gmail.com, and let me know, because it's becoming harder and harder for me to find articles that aren't like all doom and gloom all the damn time. I can't keep doing it if it's going to be like that all the time. So I need help.
You need to check gun.news daily or whatever it is, guns.com daily.
I do. The problem is, it's either it's depressing news or it's guns that I can't buy right now.
Gotcha.
Because I've already bought my quota for the year.
Yeah, I'm kind of holding out for the Ruger owned Marlin 336s to come into production now. I've been waiting for years now for them to release one. And
by the way, be prepared for those to be like $1,200 to $1,500.
Yeah, I'm expecting that, which is really sad because it's basically pushed the 336 lever gun, in my opinion, the working man's rifle, kind of out of the hands of the average owner.
It's been pushed out of the hands of the working man. So
I miss the days of the the $400 or $500 336 lever action that you just go buy at your local Walmart. But what do you do? What's a guy to do? So yeah.
We got Scott coming in late. Say hello, Scott.
Oh, I'm just taking after our fearless leader.
Oh, you mean Sean?
No, you.
No,
I was late.
I was early tonight.
You actually sent the topics out at 7:03 p.m. Central Time. So yeah.
So.
Yep.
Okay, Scott, if you're gonna run the, yeah, okay, all right, thank you. So yeah, but we got a couple topics to talk about tonight. Though also to my viewers, to the panelists, if you guys see a news article or something like you did, Travis, that you think we could talk about on Hit or Miss, even if it's just a discussion piece, please send it my way. Because as I said, I'm having a hard time trying to find decent topics that people would actually want to listen to. Okay. And that's why the show is called Hit or Miss, Tuesday nights, 9:00.
They should just come over here to hang out anyway and be part of the camaraderie and just have a good time. There's a lot of shows that people host, and I'm not really into the topic, but I just chill out and listen anyway, just because, it's something to do and it's free entertainment. And yeah, I think more people need to try doing that.
Yeah. All right. So what's our first topic of the evening, Travis?
Well, according to Fox News, would you like me to just go right into it or what?
Yeah. Why don't we just go right into it? And then, if we want to comment on it, we'll do that after you go over it.
All right. So just interrupt me if there's a comment that pops up, or if you guys want to say something, because I'm just staring at the tab for the article right now. So it says that, and I'm trying to figure out these statistic numbers. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm trying to understand the maths here. But anyway, it says handgun owners carrying daily in the U.S. has doubled in 4 years.
You don't say.
Protection is cited and self-protection is cited as the main reason. Because, that's why we have a Second Amendment, is to keep yourself alive, right? And regardless of who or what you need to take up arms against.
Well, to keep yourself, not only to keep yourself alive, to keep yourself alive from the government.
Oh, absolutely.
Or tyranny, technically, but,
Yeah.
But apparently we're not allowed to say that anymore.
Well, we do. So that's what it's all about.
We do anyway, so, shall not be infringed.
Absolutely. I second that.
Yeah.
I second the second. All right. And so it says the number of respondents to the online survey who said they've carried a gun in the last month also nearly doubled from 9 million to 16 million in 2015. People are getting the carry. I know my own family alone, I can't even count. Most of the females have now gotten their carry permit. Most of the males already have one. Like just like my cousins, their wives, aunts and uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, the article says that twice the number of Americans were carrying handguns daily in 2019 compared to 2015, according to a new study published this month. Around 6,000 gun owners carried handguns every day in 2019, up from 3,000 in 2015. Now, this is just from their survey alone, right? According to a study from the American Journal of Public Health published on November 16th. So that's our cited source. The number of respondents to the online survey who said they had carried a gun in the last month also nearly doubled from 9 million to 6 million in 2015. The upward trend found in the study comes as states loosen restrictions for handgun and more gun owners cite protection as a top concern. So obviously, having constitutional carry is a big one. The other thing I'm going to say too is the push for just like your micro subcompact 9s and stuff. I think by making a smaller gun that's fairly capable for a lot of people, maybe that wouldn't consider buying a gun. It's maybe, I would say less intimidating, but maybe they see it as something convenient to carry with them. I mean, I know that's not what it's about, but I mean, there's some guns that I'd rather pack than say my full-size G17 Gen 5. There's daily carries I prefer because of the ergonomics and the size. I think that really has a lot to do with it. Just a plethora, and yes, I just said plethora of small carry options. I'm just kind of, in my opinion, I think that really makes and low price points too. I mean, that's a huge part of it. But anyway, it says a U.S. Supreme Court case last June also overturned strict carrying laws in New York. The authors wrote, this ruling could further catalyze the loosening of firearm carrying regulations in different parts of the country at a time when, as our study indicates, trends in handgun carrying already point to more U.S. adults carrying loaded handguns in public places, including without a permit when a permit is required. The study's lead authors they just mentioned the names of all the people. The authors added, little is known about the frequency and features of firearm carrying among adult handgun owners in the U.S. In fact, over the past 30 years, only a few peer-reviewed national surveys conducted in 1994, 95, 96, and 2015 have provided even the most basic information about the firearm carrying frequency. So I would guess that the numbers are going to be a lot higher than what the statistics show, because you're always going to have a lot of people that don't want to respond to a statistic like that because they don't know where that data is going to go.
Yeah, and they're afraid of it being used being used by the wrong hands, and most of the time it is.
Yep. In 1994, the percentage of gun owners who said their main reason for having a firearm was protection was 46%. 2015, it went up to 64% and spiked to 73% by 2019. In 2021, it was 83%. And I'll say right now, I've had friends and family reach out to me over the last 3 years, very much so during the summer protests and stuff, that said, hey, I know you're a gun guy and we want to go ahead and purchase a firearm. What do we need to know? Where do we start? And so I've helped several friends and family members myself get them. And these are people that I never thought would own a gun, even if they just have one, they want it for the simple fact that they want to be able to protect their family. So, hey, more power to them, And then they got to see what the regulations are like and ask all the questions and go through all the hoops and hurdles and everything you got to go through to get a gun. They're like, wow, it was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It's like, yes, it is,
Yeah. How many shocked Californians do you think there were trying to get guns?
Oh, I know. Like, you got to wait 7 days. I know your backyard's, brewing with all kinds of,
I know you got gangbangers that are like threatening you, but you got to wait 10 days.
Yep. Only one state allowed permitless handgun carry in 1990, but by 2021, it had increased to 21 states, according to the study. I'm praying to God that Nebraska opens up for constitutional carry. I think it would really, really be nice if we should be able to pull it off this year. So we'll see what happens, but it's just a black mark literally on the country where Nebraska sits, and we're completely surrounded by states that allow constitutional carry, So I don't know, maybe not Colorado so much, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the funny thing. Look at South Carolina. We've got Georgia to the south of us. We've got North Carolina to the north, and we've got Tennessee to the west. And all three states have open carry, but South Carolina have a constitutional carry, but South Carolina does not.
I think
like New England.
when I was
Vermont,
driving to
New Hampshire,
Orlando,
Maine, all
but
have
we do
constitutional
have
carry.
open carry with permit. It's just we got to get those politicians to wean off the whole permit thing.
Give it a year, a couple of years.
And that's what I'm thinking. Give it a year or two, and
when they don't see a bloodbath in the streets.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because that's what they're all expecting, the constitutional carry, or that's what they're all claiming.
Well, here
honestly,
Texas is going in what, year 2, maybe year 3 about this point. Kansas has been 2 or 3 years now. Oklahoma's 2 or 3 years now. And if you are hearing about any bloodbaths, it's not going to be happening from legal gun owners. What is it? Legal gun owners commit less than 1% of all gun crime. I've heard some tiny percent. And now, yeah, we do have the occasional person that slips and will buy a gun legally.
Probably
and go do a mass shooting,
0.025%.
Yeah, and then those people that do get convicted, it's probably because they were acting in what they thought was self-defense, and then they get caught on some technicality from a jurisdiction that prosecutes, So yeah.
Or you get somebody that's charged with making bombs and terroristic threats and kidnapping, and then somehow all the charges get dropped.
Right, because
and then buys a gun like a year later and does a mass shooting.
It's like you're thinking, hey, this guy's emotionally unstable. If we just leave him long enough, maybe he'll go do something.
Yeah.
So that we can enact some laws. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's kind of tinfoil hat stuff, but it almost makes you wonder if it isn't premeditated on the part of the government.
I don't see E-Hon there.
Gunpowder Beauty and Ron 2A Matters is out there. What's going on, Ron? Gunpowder Beauty. 2 Live Moo is out there as well. Moo Butts.
2 live, Moo in the house.
I like to call him 2 Live Beefsteak.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
2 Live Porterhouse. How you doing, Porterhouse?
So,
T-bone.
Did we finish that article, Travis?
Yeah. Sorry, man. That was pretty much about it. So yeah,
it was a short article, and I was like, I thought we could get more out of that one.
Well, there's a lot of discussion. I mean, if you're in a state that doesn't have constitutional carry, now's a good time to petition your legislators. And one of the problems is that once you have a state that has a ton of licensed concealed carriers like Nebraska, the fuel for the fire for the antis are things like, well, Nebraskans already agree to getting a permit because so many Nebraskans already have it. 1 out of every 10 or whatever, 1 out of every 5, and
here's the thing. When they allowed when they redid the law here in South Carolina for open carry with permit, they did away with having to pay for the permit or having to pay to renew the permit.
Mm-hmm.
So, of which, by the way, my permit's up next year, so I have to go and renew it. So
yeah.
Oh no, the world is gonna end. Hey, guess what? I can do it online now.
Well, it's just a shame we even have to get a permit. That's the bad thing.
It's a shame I have to get it, but I don't have to pay for the permit anymore, which is a plus. Okay. So
you get free renewals then, or what?
Yeah, you get free renewals, and you don't have to pay for it if you don't have one.
But it's ridiculous. You can't just carry.
Still have to do
a firearm. It's ridiculous.
You still have to do the 8-hour course. That's the only downside.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have to do that in Nebraska too. I can't complain. So.
Yeah. So, and that's if you want to carry a concealed carry permit, okay?
Yeah.
Or a carry permit in this sense because it's open carry and whatnot. But eventually we'll get there to the constitutional carry. I hope. But for the moment, that's what we have to deal with. And George out there in Texas, he understands that whole situation. George, you there?
Yep. Just changing bandwidth settings.
George, you've got a concealed carry permit, right?
Yeah.
And
we also have reciprocity.
Or is it just a carry permit in Texas now?
Well, it would be it's considered a license to carry permit. Okay, it's no longer a concealed handgun permit, a CHL, because now that we can open carry and we can carry some conceal, that they just said they changed it to license to carry, LTC. And as you know, if you have your permit, you can carry openly or you can carry concealed.
Yeah.
But now with the reciprocity, and stuff, you can carry without the permit.
Yeah.
But some people, they still carry it because, that way they don't have to worry about background checks, and all that kind of stuff, when they purchase firearms and stuff.
Right. And you also have to realize the reason why you'd keep a carry permit in a state that has constitutional carry is because, if you ever have to travel outside of the state to another state that has reciprocity, you need to have that proof because not every state has constitutional carry.
Yeah, because, say like, we have reciprocity, you go to another state that doesn't have it, but you need your permit.
They may honor your state's carry permit, but they don't honor your constitutional carry in their state because they don't have it. So that's the thought process. Is it what I want? No, I want us all to have shall not be infringed and be able to carry wherever the hell we so please. But unfortunately, real life, there's barriers, there's challenges in front of us. So we have to get through those, and we have to figure out what to do. And if you want a carry permit, that's one way. If you just want to be in a state where you can constitutional carry and you don't want a permit whatsoever, well, then I don't leave the state. Just don't go to another state that doesn't have constitutional carry and expect it to expect them to honor it, because they're not. You'll get arrested.
That's true.
So,
know your laws, people.
So, anyways, I'm sorry to go on a tangent there. It's just I saw a comment and I had to. I had to go over that.
Someone triggered you.
Sorry, man.
So hello everyone. How's everyone doing?
We're doing good. We're
doing all right, man. How you doing? You staying warm?
Yeah. It's not cold. They said there was supposed to be a cold front, but about last week, so we had a cold front for like straight 4 to 5 days. Nothing but rain and cold. And that was weird because when we get cold fronts, it's like, okay, here comes a cold front. Awesome. It's cold. Yes. And then the next day, it's gone. There to go.
Sounds like Nebraska. Hey, what's a cold front to you? Like 50 degrees, 60 degrees, or what?
Yeah, that's a cold front right there. But usually we get cool fronts. COOL, cool fronts, which is like, it's like 70. Oh, it's
PNW of Woods is out there in the YouTube chat. Yep. Anyways, we got another topic to go over, and this one's by Ammoland. It's by Dave Workman, and it's on the Oregon gun rights fight heads to court December 2nd. So, Measure 114 is going to court on December 2nd. So, the first hearing and the first of what could be multiple federal lawsuits challenging the constitutionality of Oregon's Measure 114 is scheduled this Friday, December 2nd, in Portland. Well, that's not going to help. Oral arguments in the first of what expect to be several lawsuits challenging the restrictive gun control Measure 114 are scheduled this Friday before District Judge Karen J. Emerget. I don't know. I'm not having a lot of confidence already. It is a Karen. According to Oregon Public Broadcasting, in reaction to the Oregon Firearms Federation is predicting a long battle ahead. Yeah, I could have told you that one. With the first hurdle being able to secure an injunction to prevent the measure from taking effect December 8th. Good luck. There's a quote. It says, while this greatly reduces the time our legal team has for preparation, Oregon's Firearms Federation said on its website, we are hoping it means the court has recognized the need to act quickly, but only time will tell, unfortunately. Other legal actions are reportedly waiting to be filed. The Second Amendment Foundation also plans to sue in federal court. Public Broadcasting said, Second Amendment Foundation founder and executive vice president Alan Gottlieb told Oregon Public Broadcasting, the net is effect is they're going to shut down all gun stores, and basically no one is going to be able to buy a firearm, which is totally in violation of Second Amendment rights if Measure 114 takes effect as scheduled. Also, the National Shooting Sports Foundation announced last week it also plans to challenge the Oregon measure. By no small coincidence, a Kentucky congressman made an observation during Sunday's Meet the Press program on NBC that essentially describes the reality and false expectations of the gun control movement, which is too many Beaver State voters do not apparently understand. Speaking to host Chuck Todd, a Republican representative, James Comer, observed, "Well, Chuck, you talk about this a lot on Meet the Press, but when you look at the cities that have the most strict gun laws, like Washington, D.C., Chicago, these are the cities with the highest rates of crimes committed with guns. So, just simply passing more bills isn't going to solve the problem."
Yeah.
Huh. How about that? How about that? A Republican actually says it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Give that man a cigar.
Yeah.
Nope. Under Oregon's initiative, prospective gun buyers would first have to take a safety course, including a live fire exercise, from a law enforcement agency, then get a permit to purchase, and only then be allowed to buy a firearm. The measure also bans so-called high-capacity magazines. I mean, standard capacity magazines.
Yes.
Capable of holding more than 10 cartridges. But it allows current owners of such magazines to keep them. Oh, they're going to keep them, all right.
I bet, yes.
Mm-hmm. OFF, the Oregon Firearms Federation, they're calling them the OFF, said the measure will crush small businesses across the state and send a message to the most vulnerable Oregonians that their safety and privacy are meaningless. Sponsors of the measure apparently believe it'll make things safer, but according to the Twitter account, Portland Homicides, the Rose City, had already suffered 87 murders as of November 24th. But according to the Portland Oregonian, the situation is even worse, with 93 slayings so far. Oh my, maybe you should hold those criminals accountable and keep them in jail or prison instead of catching and releasing. Who knew? Maybe cashless bail is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I said the quiet part out loud, didn't I? Oh, I should stop that.
Well, you're just taking after our fearless leader. We've been doing that a lot lately.
Here's some statistics from Portland Homicide. 2022 year to date, total homicides 87. 2022 fatal police shootings 5. 2021 total 88. 2021 fatal police shootings 4. 10-year average 33.4, record high 88 in 2021. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder. In a new development, Loophole has officially denounced Measure 114. I'm not going to go over that related story, but it links to that story. While Oregon's gun rights battle is quickly heating up, on the other side of the Columbia River in neighboring Washington, the issue of violent crime is also on the front burner thanks to a post on Twitter from Washington State Homicide, a non-law enforcement entity, which includes a state map purporting to show the number of homicides committed so far this year. The county-by-county breakdown shows that most murders so far have occurred in King County, 108, followed by neighboring Pierce County, 70, and Yakima County, 34. The latter being in eastern Washington. Snohomish County apparently has logged 30 slayings according to the map, and Spokane County has posted 21. There's no small irony in the fact that King County is the home of the billionaire-backed Alliance for Gun Responsibility, the Northwest's leading gun prohibition group. Who knew? And it links to show the numbers. There's an image. I really don't want to link to it because I don't really want to give them more ammunition. But let's see. The news site that I'm getting this from is Ammoland. Ammoland reached out to WA State Homicide Twitter account for further details, but there was no timely response. However, Republican State Representative Jim Walsh from Washington's 19th District posted this observation on Facebook. The current governor's soft on crime policies aren't just driving up property crimes. They're also driving up violent crimes, specifically homicides. The homicide statistics may have some validity since another Twitter account, Seattle Homicides, is reporting 54 slayings so far this year in just the Jet City. With over a month remaining, the body count is likely to go up even with the onset of the holiday season. Unfortunately, that's probably true. Public concern in King County has intensified since the shooting death of a man in South Center Westfield Mall parking garage on November 18th. The victim was Chris Wesolowicz. He was killed, and his wife, Mary, was wounded, and then apparently interrupted a car prowler or thief when they interrupted him. Over the past several years, gun control politics has gained a foothold in the Pacific Northwest, with Portland and Seattle serving as hubs of anti-gun activism. However, thanks to this year's key Supreme Court ruling in the Bruen case, federal courts are now giving far less leeway to gun control laws than in the past. That's the end of the article. But yes and no. The Bruen decision, and we shouldn't really call it the Bruen decision because that's the antes. It should be the New York State and Rifle Pistol Association decision. But the issue is, look how well that's going for New York. Look at California. Look at Oregon. These laws violate the decision itself and the ruling itself. But like all good anti-gunners and like all good gun control activists, they doubled down on gun control instead of, releasing the reins. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Speaking of doubling down, did anyone hear what our fearless leader, and I don't mean Sean this time, our fearless leader, known as the greatest president ever, known as Captain Sundown, Joe Biden, and I say that with as much sarcasm as I can muster. So I'm letting you know that is sarcasm to the 100% degree. Okay, because he has now shifted. Joe Biden now wants to ban all semi-automatic guns. All of them.
That's tough.
As was pointed out to his press secretary, that would basically ban every rifle, pistol, and handgun.
But it wouldn't ban it from the government, the military, or law enforcement.
They're always exempt.
They're always exempt. It would just ban it from you and I. The politicians may still be able to own all the guns.
The Supreme Court has said something about you cannot ban an entire class of firearms.
They have. But
I have
again,
two words to
especially when
say.
they're in
Made in America.
but again, the Biden administration has gone after. They've gone after literally everything we've liked. Okay, even the Trump administration. The Trump administration got rid of bump stocks. I hate that. I don't like that. Then the Biden administration said, you know what? We don't really like pistol braces and 80%. So we're going to ban those. And then they go, oh yeah, by the way, we don't like these trigger devices you've got. So we're gonna go after those next. And then they said, you know what? Every trigger device we don't like. So we're going after that. Then they go after the other bump fire stuff, which isn't a stock, saying, you know what? We're deciding that's legal too. Where does it end?
Well, apparently it ends with Joe Biden pressuring the ATF to reclassify semi-automatic firearms as machine guns.
But they don't make rules.
Tell them that.
I know, right?
At that point, we just drill a third hole in all of our AR-15s and tell the government to fuck off.
Yep, I agree with that.
And I say that I don't say that to be realistic. I say that because the point is, what hill do we die on? Honestly, do we're at, there was a line in the sand, okay, and we're literally standing with 1 foot over the line right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, like sometimes what I don't like is like even the news media will come up there with their little spin and stuff like regular collapsible stocks, like say Magpul, right? And they'll show it on the screen like, yes, this is what a bump stock looks like, and this is how it works. And they show some kind of like computer animation, and you're just there like, no, that doesn't work that way.
And I love how they show the entire bullet going out the barrel.
Oh yeah, the entire bullet.
The entire shell. I just want to know where Nerf guns maybe, but that's about it,
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, the ignorance is just, oh man.
That doesn't mean I'm actually going to do that to any of my guns.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm saying that as a hypothetical, okay? Because at one point do we wait until we do something like that? Really?
It's just how they classify everything as assault weapons.
Here's
anymore.
what the president.
That's weird,
Okay,
I mean, like, even a 22 will be classified as an assault weapon now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
stalling from having to read the president's
22, man.
the president's thing, but let me go and read it because you gotta get over this. The president said, "Happy Thanksgiving to all. Look, the idea that we're not enforcing red flag laws, period, just based on knowledge, not on parents saying or loved ones saying you should arrest this person now for his own sake, is ridiculous. No, it's not. It's not ridiculous. We got one of the first red flag laws in the state of Delaware, and it doesn't work perfectly." And he says, and my son Bo was the one enforcing it. And it made a lot of difference. It saves lives. So that's number one. No, it doesn't. Number two, the idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value. Zero. Not a single solitary rationale for it except profit for the gun manufacturers. I don't see any single redeeming value of you being the president of the United States of America. I sure as hell didn't vote for you. And I will say that nationally because I'm sickened and sad that an idiot like you is president.
Yeah.
Anyways, he goes on to say, he was given a question. Can you do anything about gun laws during the lame duck, sir? The president says, I'm going to try. What will you try and do? Question. The president says, I'm going to try to get rid of assault weapons. Question. During the lame duck. I'm going to do it whenever I got to make that assessment as I get in and start counting the votes. And that was what was it? That was over the Thanksgiving Day weekend.
You expect him to try and do another assault weapons ban.
Yep, Ron Wayne is out there. Bjorn is out there. So Rolis Carvelis is out there. There you go.
Oh, I want to say something.
Fine, Richard. Go ahead. Two
Live Moo. Thank you for the cheers, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. So
yeah, what they call it. Yeah, I understand it. I mean, what I like to see is like for the law enforcement agencies that mess up, usually these like mass shooters, that have like criminal backgrounds and they still obtain their firearm because it's not updated in their file. And then all of a sudden it's like, oops, he did have a couple of felonies. He should have bought that gun. Well, what's happening to these law enforcement agencies like the FBI and the sheriff's department and police department stuff? Nothing seems to happen to them. They don't even get a slap on the wrist. You don't hear nothing like, like the government saying, "Hey guys, why are you dropping the ball? This incident could have been avoided if you had your database updated." I mean, come on.
I think honestly, I wish a group would go around going to all these anti-gun groups and asking them, why do you need armed security if you're trying to take all the guns away from the people?
Yeah.
And we should, and this group should just go and hound every single anti-gun group that says this. It says we need to get rid of firearms, this, that, or the other. Yet they have armed security at every event. Ask them about that.
Yeah.
And double down on that. Well, why should you have? Why should you be able to have armed security if you don't want the people? If you don't want certain people to not have firearms, why should you have armed security? Why should those security people be allowed to have firearms? When you're going and promoting that no one should be able to have firearms. Only law enforcement, military, and the government, people you don't trust already, you only want them to have the guns. That doesn't make sense. And just double down on that and see what they say, because I'll tell you right now, they won't have a fucking answer.
Yeah, it's just like the celebrities. They said they do the same thing. They'll come out saying their anti-gun agenda, and then all of a sudden they're at a public appearance, and they have their armed security. It's like, whoa, gee, aren't you being a hypocrite?
No, and newsflash: not everybody can afford armed security. That's why people own firearms, because
that's true.
It's easier for us to protect ourselves with our own two hands, because we don't have to spend frivolous amounts of money in order to be able to do that.
That is
because
true.
Have you seen how much a security detail costs? Okay, I can't afford that shit every day. Scott, can you afford that shit every day?
Mucho dinero.
I don't think Scott can afford it either. I sure as hell know George can't, because George works security.
Yeah, I can.
Bro, I am my own security detail, and yes, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, absolutely not, homies. Absolutely not. No, my
Travis
security detail is
the A-team.
the A22, bro.
Travis is totally the A-team. I'm telling you right now.
The A-team.
When it comes to security, I reach for the sky. CPX2. What's that? Reach for the sky. CPX2. I'm telling you, heard it here first.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that CPX2 working out for you?
Oh, I haven't had it for years, bro. No, once I got it repaired, I put a couple hundred rounds through it, and then moved it out of the moved all three of them out of the armory. So yeah.
You sold them the stand, didn't you?
No, did I do what?
He said you stole them the stand, didn't you?
No. I sold two of them on Facebook when we still had gun groups, and the last one actually got traded off to Shields. And can I tell you a funny story about it?
Go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is good. So anyway, I got the new barrel, the new slide, the new guide rod in the spring from Sky. Put 200 rounds through it. Worked out great. Took it up to Shields, and they actually gave me, I think, almost as much as what I paid for it when I bought it new, because I bought it like 8 years ago. And it was taking forever for them to do the trade and or to do the buyback. And they come out like 20 minutes later. He goes, that gun came up as stolen, so we had to fill out some extra paperwork on it. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, that serial number actually it was reported as being stolen, but that was originally for a Beretta 92. And he goes, we had to fill out extra ATF paperwork to tell him that this was not a Beretta 92, that it was just in fact a coincidence. I'm like, oh my God, really?
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever sold something and they told me that it was reported as stolen. I go, no, I bought that gun. That gun was, I bought it from Davidson's online, went to SS Pawn, and it was legally purchased by me,
So what you're saying is Ammo Dog almost got an ATF visit.
Man, yeah, exactly, dude. It would have been bad too. So Ammo Cat, Ammo Dog, they all would have been taken down. So
yeah, a friend of mine, his older brother had sold a gun. I think it was a Glock, and like a couple years later, the cops came by his house saying that your weapon was stolen, or it was involved in a crime or something. He goes like, well, I don't own that gun anymore, and here's my proof of sale. Yeah, because he had a proof of sale rung up, so that way he could have proof saying that he doesn't own the gun no more. And if it wasn't for that, man, I think he would have been in trouble with the cops.
No, it wouldn't have been, because all he has to do is just say, I did a private sale. There's no, well, depending on the state, there's no law requiring, especially, well, if it's a long gun, I don't know about handguns, but there's no law that requires you to. Now, granted, it means the burden of proof is on you that you didn't own the gun at the time that the sale was completed, and doesn't mean you couldn't be dragged to court, but
it didn't hurt to have it. It didn't hurt to have the.
No, it made life a lot easier. So they go question the person they sold it to, but no, that exact same thing. I don't like to talk about this, but that exact same thing happened to me about probably 5 or 6 years ago. I got a knock on my door from the local PD, and a High Point carbine I sold back in 2001 was actually used in a crime, and they wanted to know, like, if it was mine, and if I had ever reported as being stolen. I said no. I said I sold it in a private sale, And they said, well, can you tell us who you sold it to? And I said, no, it was 20 years ago. And I go, it was a long gun, so I didn't have to record the purchase, and the person that bought it was of legal age. And they said, okay, well, they said, we just want to make sure, and they said, well, you probably should, write that kind of information down. I said, yeah, but I said, there's no law saying I have to. I mean, there's a lot of us out there that have, done a private sale on a gun and didn't necessarily write down the information on the person.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So what you're
saying
is
gun shows, there's guys walking around with price tags. What's that?
So what you're saying is the cops wanted you to do their job for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It makes it easier for them, because they'll say, well, do you have any information? It goes, oh yeah, I have it right here. He goes, oh, thank you.
That just proves that the FBI tracing center doesn't do their job.
Yeah, well, they would have gone back to the original FFL because it was used in a crime. They would have traced it back to who High Point sold it to originally, what FFL purchased it or distributor purchased it, and that guy's not in business anymore. So those records, they must have gone all the way back to their little storage room, wherever it is that has the original FFL records on
West Virginia.
Yeah,
they would have traced it out of there, which is crazy to think that they did it. So there is a link back to the original gun purchaser of every legally bought firearm in this country. There's a record somewhere, so somehow.
Yeah. I belong. West Virginia. Sorry, I went on a tangent there because somebody mentioned West Virginia.
Well, you can just let go of the Fallout 76 references.
Well, no, that's actually, it predates Fallout 76. It's the John Denver song.
John Denver.
John Denver. I've known the John Denver song way before Fallout 76. Why? Because my grandfather and all of his family were from West Virginia. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we country folk here, so we play country music and rock and roll, and Spanish music.
Oh yes, of course you do, George. Of course. Because who doesn't? Yep.
So South Texas and I were both members of La Bamba at one point. We don't like to talk about that either, but yeah, we're more like roadies, but they let us sing once in a while.
Yeah,
we karaoke.
What are those traditional Spanish bands called?
You mean mariachi?
Mariachi, yes.
Mariachis.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. The guitar. Yes, bro.
Yep.
Antonio Banderas as El Mariachi.
El Mariachi.
Sí.
Cuentos de amor.
Yeah, you got a Saiga night strike.
Yeah. Yes, I got a Saiga. Yeah, you know what? We're going to talk about guns a little bit, okay?
Yay!
People
I excel in this area.
People, I have a problem. And you know what? I'm going to screen share showing you how bad that problem is.
Night Strike needs an intervention.
He needs an intervention, right?
I like Chinese food. Night Strike likes Chinese guns.
I like Chinese food too. That's the problem too. All right.
I like egg rolls. Night Strike likes 12 gauges. That's like the China Beach logo, isn't it, from the ABC show back in the 80s?
Yes.
China Beach.
Yes.
I used to love that. There was a chick from Nebraska that was on that show.
Yeah.
One of the main, she was with the redheaded nurse that was in it.
I hope it's showing up on the YouTube side because
Okay, I don't see.
let's see. Yeah, it's
China
showing up
Strike.
properly. Okay. Yes. I originally made a different logo, and Sean said it didn't look China enough. You needed to make it to the logo of China Beach. So I made it. I made the China Beach logo.
There's only one change you got to make here, Night Strike. You probably know what this is. The China, the I needs to be a Y. China Strike. You kind of keep the Y thing going on because if you're gonna misspell one word, you got to misspell the other one.
No, because I'm not a wrestler.
China Strike.
You remember the wrestler called China, right?
Yeah, it was a CHYNA.
Yeah, I can't.
There was also some actress too, right? What was her? She was in the Kung Fu movies back in the 80s. What the heck was her name, man?
Cynthia Rothrock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her character was like China. What the heck?
China Moon or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. She died in 2016. So.
Yeah, China.
So I can't use that one. I'm gonna. I have to use China with an I. So, but
China O'Brien.
Yeah,
My bad.
There you go. That's right, China O'Brien.
So
1990 martial arts flip produced by Night Strike.
Yeah. Here is the situation. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I bought a Chinese SKS years ago. Okay. And then I got a
got really hot outside, so you took it outside to clean it.
No. Okay. Then I bought a Chinese Polytech M14. Then the day after, I locked into a $250 Mosin M44 Chinese Type 53 rifle. Okay.
So Night Strike, when did you start having these feelings of desire for Chinese-made firearms?
So that's 3 Chinese guns. Okay.
And I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay, and then I got another Chinese gun, the Norinco NHM91 RPK, because I didn't have an RPK in my life and I wanted one.
Wow.
I sold my C308 to do that, and I sold that to Baron. So there's that. And then, then I decided to get a Saiga style a shotgun.
Gauge.
Yeah, I did not. I thought it was Turkish, but it ended up being a Chinese import.
Yeah, dude, that's okay though. I'm not gonna say it's okay, but like the Chinese made firearms that I purchased, like my H&R Partner pump, dude, built like a tank, man. The thing just weighs like 20 pounds. It's freaking nuts,
So I've
inspected
the shotgun had a little sugar coating rust on the barrel. I just took a brass brush and some CLP and scrubbed it down, and the rust went away. So there was no problem there. The rest of the rifle is spotless. I've already taken apart the rest of the shotgun, not rifle. It looks like a rifle because it looks like an AK, but it's a shotgun. All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
I took it apart. I think I'm going to replace the shepherd's hook with a retaining plate, a Saiga style retaining plate. I am going to go and probably do the choke modification on it so I can use standard Saiga chokes. And I'm probably going to go and I don't know, fiddle with some of the fire control group just a little bit. And that's about all I'm going to do, other than change the gas system out from being just the 4-position gas system to the 6-position gas system.
Can you get a self-regulator for it? Do they make one for it?
They don't make a self-regulator. They make a 6-position one from Carolina. What is it? Shooter Supply.
Why do you want a 6? I mean, a 4 is probably more than is it because 3's too much and 2's not enough, so you want 6 so that you can really tune it down to loads you're going to shoot, or what?
The problem is the 4-position one is great if you're shooting high brass one, if you're shooting slugs and buckshot, but for birdshot and cheap target loads that are low brass, none of the 4 positions really work well for it. So
because on my JTS, if you're on 3, it'll overgas, but it'll run anything at that point. So
Carolina Shooter Supply, what is it? The performance kit for Saigas, for Saiga 12s, And basically that all those parts are interchangeable with the links. And basically it gives you a chrome line, a chromed gas puck, and it gives you a 6-position gas adjuster. So
what's that run?
The kit was like I got the kit over the weekend. It was like $59.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, I got a couple extra stuff with it, so I ended up spending like about $70. But
so
overall,
this Lynx is listed for $470.
Yeah,
What?
the reason why you get the high performance kit is it allows you to literally shoot any type of loads through the rifle or the shotgun. You know, whether it's the cheap Walmart stuff you can get for like you get 100 shells for like cheap,
Yeah.
or if you want to run just like whatever you get, whatever buckshot you get, that's why you get the performance kit.
Nice.
So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see. I'll link you, Travis, because you might want to take a look at it. And I'll do that here in the side chat. I'm not gonna do it out there on YouTube because YouTube will say,
Yeah,
no.
When you said about working the trigger, I thought you were gonna make a force reset trigger.
Oh no.
No.
I was
binary on that thing.
I was thinking about possibly swapping the trigger out, but I think I may just change the shepherd's hook to a retaining plate because I like retaining plates more than I like shepherd's hooks because
Right back, guys.
All right, because retaining plates, I've had more luck with them and taking them in and out and installing them than I have had with shepherd's hooks because shepherd's hooks are a pain in the ass to get out. Right, Scott?
Not really.
Oh, you've had them. You've had problems with them. Don't tell me you haven't.
No, because I ripped that bitch right out and put a freaking retaining plate.
Okay, he just made my point for me. Thank you, Scott. So that's the situation. So I keep buying Chinese guns. I'm probably going, if I get another one in the variable future, I'm probably going to get a Hawk 982 shotgun because it's one of the few Chinese shotguns I want because of the Chinese shotguns that are there. I'm not really a fan of double barrel shotguns, so I'm not going to get that one.
Well, you could always get yourself a Chinese Tokarev.
I'm not a fan of the Chinese 1887 copy either. Okay, the Norinco 1897 shotgun I may get. The Hawk 982, which is a Remington 870, I might get. Those are the shotguns I would get. Other than that, if you need Saiga parts and you need AK parts, I would recommend you check out Carolina Shooter Supply. I can't give you the link, but I can tell you the company, and you can Google them and you will find them because they're like the first company you shows up and you say Carolina Shooter Supply.
Cool.
So I'll just properly type it out for you, Gabriel, because he's asking where do you go to get those parts.
Yeah, a friend of mine picked up a Blem 5.7 from Palmetto State Armory, and it came with 10 free mags and I guess a carry case and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't into it. He was all like, "Yeah, this is a great deal, man. This is a great deal." It's like $528 or something, and he went to go buy some ammo, and he was like, "Oh my God, 2 boxes cost me $100-something bucks." I said, "Yep. If you want to shoot 5.7, it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you."
And I just told him, look at it this way: every time you get paid, you can always buy a box or two, to your convenience, and you don't have to stock up right away because you're not going to the range very much anyway. So you can stock up on it,
And to go on a more Chinese tangent, of the handguns I would get that are Chinese, I'd get the Chinese Makarov. I would get the Chinese 1911 and the Chinese Mauser, the C96. But those are the only 3 I'd get that I'd even entertain ever shooting, with my hands. Because the rest of them, no bueno. And Scott and Sean were trying to get me to get a hold on. Scott and Sean were trying to get me to get a Tokarev, but I don't want a Tokarev. I don't care even if it's a Chinese Tokarev. I don't want a Tokarev. And Armed Ape is out there. What's going on, Ape? So that's my whole foray into the Chinese guns hole I'm in. I have a problem with Chinese guns. I think I may have to go to Chinese Gun Owners Anonymous if there is such a thing. If there's not, I need to start it because I have a problem buying Chinese guns and I need help.
Nice, Rick. You just need to tell yourself, I don't need another Chinese gun. I need another AR-15, and that's a good place to start. Maybe
Daniel,
spend a little more time with the Palmetto State Armory catalog, and maybe kind of looking through that a little bit. And anytime you get the urge to buy a Chinese gun, try to find like an American version of that gun instead.
Daniel, I might look for that one. That one I might get.
Uh-oh.
Daniel is saying there are Chinese high power copies out there too. I'm like, Daniel, stop enabling me, Daniel. Stop.
The gear sounds are probably going to be about the same price, though, and really.
Mm-hmm.
There are Chinese SIG clones out there also.
Yeah.
In 7.62 Tokarev.
Oh, G-Webs is out there saying, I heard Night Strike only buys 3D printers that are made in China. I heard that every printer that G-Webs owns are made in China.
I think every printer is made in China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Armed Ape says, too much time at the buffet, bro. Yeah. Well, I spent too much time at the buffet myself.
Started with his first order of sweet and sour chicken, and then boom, he's buying Rinkos, left and right. So
sweet and sour pork. I hate sweet.
You got that soy sauce in his brain, and that's it. Game over, bro. Game over.
Yeah. Roland Carrell says that the Norinco 1911 was a good deal that he let slip through his hands. I'm sorry, Rollis. Sorry to hear that. Defense Dad says at Night Strike, just make sure you ask for no MSG on your Chinese guns and you'll be fine. Well, I don't have any MSG on them, so I think I'm good. I think I'm good because I checked them. They don't have any MSG. No, actually, they aren't, Daniel, because most of the Chinese printers I have and G-Webs have are made in China. Probably Shenzhen. That's where a majority of the enders are made. Anyways, it's about time to get out of here. So let's wrap this sucker up and start wrapping things up. So George, do you have any words of wisdom for our viewers out there? George, you're muted. Okay, George doesn't have any words of wisdom. Travis, do you have any words of wisdom, or are you still away?
Absolutely, man. You know what? I just did a Google search, and I think I found a good one. Here's one for you. Do what inspires you.
Okay,
do what inspires you.
I have to make sure, but that did not come from a fortune cookie, did it?
And complaining will not get anything done. And if you ever find yourself up to your nose in the poop of life, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep on working through it. There you go. There you go.
You know what? I'm going to check out a website with fortune cookie fortunes. Okay.
And at the end of your day, Night Strike, you've done your best. Just tell yourself you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Sometimes a little too much. Sometimes with women's clothing on, but that's not your fault. That's on them. All right.
Okay. All right.
That's right.
Scott, do you have any words of wisdom?
Yep. Buy it cheap and stack it deep.
Okay.
That's my mantra, bro.
All right. I can deal with that.
Velveeta, ramen noodles, ammo.
And Scott, that is hilarious. And
you like that.
And we should show that to who the next time we see him.
Oh, I'm gonna be posting that in Sean's server, in Zeke's server.
I may post that in his server.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Anyways, Scott, thank you for showing up. George, are you back yet? George is still muted, so I guess he's gone.
I don't know how I got myself muted. What I meant to say, yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I was trying to come. I came by I was waiting last week, and then you had holiday things going on, so I was like, oh man, just when I'm off, I'm ready to join the show, and then you kind of like you put in the community page that you weren't having the show, but luckily I'm glad I caught you this week.
Yep. Good. Thank you for showing up. I'm gonna go through. George, mute up, please. You've got wind going on. It's not like a wind tunnel. All right. So we got a couple comments out there. I'll go through those, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So, Rolls Carell says also when PSA 308 comes back in stock, they are the best deal in town. Yep. Mr. Nice says, at Night Strike, word of wisdom, 38 Super shall rule them all. Yeah, no, I'd rather 38 ACP or 38 Super is not as good as 45 ACP and 45 Super. So that's words of wisdom for you, Mr. Knives. And with that, all I have to say, other than what Benning Ballistic says, he says stockpiling ramen noodles is pointless. They have zero nutritional value to them. That's a good point. Stock MREs instead. And with that note, my words of wisdom to you all is, I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, and shall not be infringed.
Hey, Felicia, take those ramen noodles back to Walmart.
And with that, we are out of here. So thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss. How do I turn this damn thing off?
Adios,
green button.
Adios.
Green button. No, not the flux capacitor. Felicia Navidad.
Felicia Navidad now.
Leisha's my dog. Leisha's on my dog.
Anyways, and on that note,